If you're left-handed, is it going to be more difficult for you to learn the flute, or will you need any special equipment or indeed a different flute in order to be successful? For this, I'm specifically talking about concert flute, a keyed system, not a folk flute where you've got a little bit more choice and different instruments to contend with. You might well have heard of the Doppler brothers from the 1800s, who famously played lots of duets together. And Franz played the flute as we tend to play today, and his brother Carl played the flute the opposite way around. So one like that. Of course, visually that looked great for duets, but they were able to do this because they were playing on a completely different flute. It didn't have nearly the same amount of keys and additions that we have now that make this a one-size-fits-all instrument. The question we want though is, are you going to get on playing the flute okay if you're left-handed? Will it be more difficult for you? And the answer is no, it really won't. You'll play on the same instrument here. You could get a special flute bespoke made for you with the key work on the other side, so the rods on the different side and this G sharp key round the back here to play with this hand, but that's going to cost you an awful lot of money. You'll also be pretty unpopular if you're sitting in a band and you're sticking the end of your flute into somebody else's ear or into their flute. We do all have a dominant hand though, but even within that dominant hand we have fingers that will work differently for us. Of course, our ring finger on each hand will be weaker than some of the others, and our pinky may not want to work independently. So some of our fingers need more control and added dexterity to them, and they need worked at specifically one by one. So I would really recommend getting torn in about your technique books and finding some really nitty-gritty exercises, isolating your weaker fingers, isolating tricky patterns, and making sure that all of your fingers are working in the way that you want to. There are countless books. Taffanel and Gobert, possibly one of the most famous technique books out there. 17 grand daily exercises. My goodness, who's got time to play all of those in one day? Not me, that's for sure. This is brilliant too, the Trevor Y practice book. The technique section of that deals with specific fingers and how to make your Taffanel and Gobert exercises smoother and how to work specifically on each line of them. But there are countless technique books out there that you can find one that really suits you. Like everything else, mix them up. Don't stick to one because we get very good at one and then you want to just try a different approach too. So in summary, do not spend thousands of pounds getting a bespoke flute made for you. We're all in the same boat, right hand or left hand, just do some practice. If you've liked this video, if it's of any use to you whatsoever, please like and subscribe. Leave any comments down below. I'll put some links down below of these technique books so you can have a browse, but you'll find your own favourites too.